again and welcome to Southern Country. On this show, I'm very happy to say I have Mr. Ricky Van Shelton as my guest. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Hey, it seems that you're definitely one of country music's few genuine superstars. Not there was any doubt in my mind, of course, since the trail you blazed since 1987 with Wild-Eyed Dream. That started the blaze?
Yeah, I guess it did. That was my first one, so it had to start.
Tell me about that album.
Well, what do you want to know about it?
Well, okay. You're a songwriter?
Yeah, but nothing on that album.
Okay. How many hits off that album?
5. Had 5 hits.
How many number ones?
Had 3 number ones, 1 number 7, and my first one, the title cut, Wild-Eyed Dream, that was my first single also. It went to 20-something. Yeah.
How did it feel to have a number one, your first number one hit? Remember what it was?
Oh, yeah. Somebody lied. It felt real good.
Felt good, huh?
There's not words to describe it.
I'll bet. I'll bet. How did it feel when it went platinum?
Well, again, I didn't go to college, so I don't have enough words to describe.
But it was a hell of a feeling.
Oh, it's just it's a dream come true, you know, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
I'll bet.
It's just a completely satisfying feeling to have a dream come true, no matter what your dream might be, you know.
Exactly right.
You can imagine what it would be like.
Did you do any recording before this? Before 87, Wild-Eyed Dream?
It was 86.
86.
86, yeah. No, there was no recording prior to that.
All right, before Wild-Eyed Dream, where did you get your singing experience? Where did you sing before?
Well, I started singing in church. I got my roots are gospel, and that's where I learned to sing. And then after I learned in church, it was into rock and roll and soul music.
You weren't country boy all the way?
No, I wasn't country boy all the way.
When did you turn country boy?
I started getting interested in country in 1964. That's when I started becoming interested. And by 1970, I was totally hooked on it. But like I said, prior to that, I was into the rock and roll scene.
Who were your influences, country-wise, when you started to turn into the country sound?
Hank Williams turned things around for me, because when I started listening to Hank Williams, I really fell in love with country music. And but I've been influenced by everybody I've ever heard or ever played with. You can't help it. You are your past. Like I'm the gospel, I'm the rock and roll, and I'm the soul, and I'm the country. It's just everything that I've been.
Loving Proof was your second album. How'd you do with that one? Number ones?
Oh yeah. Everything off that was number 1, and
is that so?
Every single off it was number 1, and it's platinum also.
Woof, not bad. How about RVS 3? How you doing with that?
That's doing good. That went gold in 4 weeks, and it's doing excellent.
Did that set a record for gold? As far as reaching
I think
gold?
not. I think
no,
not.
it just went gold. It didn't reach platinum yet?
Not yet. It ain't been out but 6 months, so we still got 6 months to go.
What other hits are on that RVS that you're going to be pulling off? Do you know any more singles coming off?
Well, we'll definitely have a couple more singles, but I don't know what they're going to be because CBS researches with radio, and we all put our heads together after they research and decide what the single will be.
How do they pick an A side of a record? On a 45.
Well, the promotion department of CBS, for example, they on the phone every day with radio stations all across the country, and so they know what album cut that the fans are calling in and requesting off of the album, right? They also know by talking to these radio guys all over the country what songs are the radio people's favorites.
How about that?
So those two elements, along with what I like, what my producer likes, and what CBS feels is a strong song, they take everything and put it together, and then we choose a single like that. It's all done scientifically,
I thought lost my train of thought. All right. Why are you bringing back the old great songs?
Well,
Hole in My Pocket.
Why do I bring back the old stuff?
The old stuff.
Well, I like it for one thing, but I really do it for 2 major reasons, and that's because these songs that I bring back were hits in the late 50s or early 60s, right? These people that made these songs hits, the fans, the people I'm talking about that made these songs hits, these people, they still living, and it's 100 million on earth there that love these old songs and never get to hear their favorite song anymore. So I do it for that crowd, and that's a large audience, right? Okay, I do it for the 20-year-old who's never heard these songs.
Yeah, you're right.
And I always put some old stuff on my album.
Just this morning, we played you with Statue of a Fool. We played Jack Green. Played it back-to-back this morning. It was really interesting to hear the 2 sounds. Do you find yourself compared to the original artist in any way?
Well,
do fans compare you?
No, not really. People tell me sometimes I might sound like Marty Robbins. You know, it depends on what particular song that I'm singing. You know, but nobody really says that I sound definitely like anybody else. You know, it just all depends on the song.
You prefer traditional country music as composed to the contemporary sound of today?
Yeah, I like traditional country songs.
That's why you're bringing back some of these old traditionals?
That's another reason, yeah.
You've been labeled as a new traditionalist, as a lot of country entertainers have been.
Right.
I don't know what a new traditionalist.
Well, it's a new singer that's singing traditional country songs.
Oh, that's what. I should have figured that one out myself.
Let it be.
You just said you're attracting all ages of fans with this, bringing back the old. And your new music is. Do you write any of the songs on these albums? Loving Proof, RVS.
There's one I co-wrote on Loving Proof, and there's one that I wrote by myself on RVS 3. See, I have I got a ton of songs, right? But I have trouble convincing my producer that they're commercial.
Okay.
You know. So
how many songs have you? Oh, you just put one on RVS.
Right, yeah.
Awards. You've been cleaning them up lately.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Bless you.
It's been good so far.
Bless you.
As a matter of fact, I've won everything I can win, so I'm happy.
You can win them again, though.
Well, sure, but the chances of you winning them to start with is very slim, and winning them twice is you know.
Slimmer.
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 that's slimmer than Slim Fast. You know?
Which out of all the awards, which one would you say is the most prestigious?
Well, it would have to be the entertainer.
Yeah, we were sitting there in the audience when you won that. That was a
But
great
to me, the one that means the most to me is male vocalist.
Male vocalist. Yeah.
Because you know, I don't consider myself an entertainer. I just consider myself a singer. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but like Barbara Mandrell or Dolly Parton. Now that's two very good examples of entertainers, because they are. Roy Clark.
No, he's phenomenal.
These people are entertainers. You know. They can talk to you, they tell jokes, they can play all these different instruments, you know, they are really entertainers, you know. I'm just a singer, and I know that, and I'm satisfied with it. And even though I won the entertainer from the fans, and I definitely appreciate that, it shocked me so much, because I just think of myself as a singer. And so back to what I said, the male vocalist meant the most to me, because that's what I like to do.
Which one's the most unusual? Have you won any unusual ones?
Yeah.
That we don't hear about, maybe?
Well, the video award I won, you know, I did in my backyard, and it took about 3 or 4 hours, you know. So that shocked me.
Which one was that?
That was I Leave Us World Loving You.
Is that so? Done in your backyard?
And, you know, it didn't cost nothing to do. And it was just real simple, and so that shocked
one kind of blew you away when you got that.
Yeah.
Hey, do album covers sell records? You know, you with that undershirt on was kind of at the beginning there.
It might sell a few, but not enough to really make the difference.
I thought the females kind of had were kind of stuck on that album cover.
Well, a few of them are, but I mean, really, I said a few, and a very few compared to the overall picture, you know. The only thing that really sells albums is the songs.
The songs.
Sure.
Yeah. Tell me about your adoring fans. I hear they get to you once in a while, like they tear your clothes off if they get a hold of you, or they try to remove your. What I read in one of the articles, they tried to pull your wedding ring off or something. You know.
Yeah. Well, that ain't a wedding ring, but this one is. But you know, people get excited.
Yeah,
you know, when you go to a show, there's a lot of excitement that goes along with music, and there's a lot of electricity in the air, and you know, when it's all over, they can't help it, you know, and if you shake hands with them, they're jerking on you, they try to pull you down and everything, and it's nothing unusual. It's there. It's an element of the business, you know.
I read an article not long ago where the Ricky Van Shelton sound is honky-tonk with an edge. Is that true? That was just one of the articles I had read, you know, researching you.
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, no, one of the writers must have.
Yeah, well, you know, writers say everything, you know. They try to pick you apart and to really make something, make this piece of writing their own.
Exactly.
And first thing you know, after years up and all the different articles, you know, you read all kinds of stuff, because everybody's different, and they write different, and you know, that's just the way it is.
How did it feel to be inducted into the Grand Ole Opry?
That's been the ultimate so far.
That was it, wasn't it?
Because you know, I really love country music, and I like all these old timers that started it. You know, I really like to hear all that old stuff.
It's great music.
And to be asked to be a part of the Grand Ole Opry is
What number were you?
63.
63.
And it's a very unique honor.
How many times you've appeared many times already on the Opry?
Oh yeah.
How did it feel
whenever I can.
How did it feel to go out there for the first time?
Oh, it was it was exciting. I got a standing ovation to come back and do an encore, which was very unusual.
What was your first song you sang on stage?
It was Somebody Lied. So
Great song.
That was my first #1 too.
Great song.
So that was unusual, and it was like being. It was like the feeling. I felt real reverent. It was like being in a church or something. You know?
Did you stand on that piece of stage where they took it out of the Ryman Auditorium?
Yeah.
You recently recruited so many members for the CMA. How did you go about that? I read an article.
Oh, well, see, the way that thing works is if your band joins or people in your office, they join the CMA, then they say that you recruited them. But that's, you know,
that was just, I didn't understand the statement.
Well, that's the way it works.
Okay.
Are you a member?
Yeah, sure. I'm going down to CMA for the show.
Well, that's the way it works. All you do is sign up.
Just sign up, huh? I become.
Sign up.
We'll be there in October to see you win some more awards.
Again, there you go. You read something, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Folks, don't believe everything you read.
I'll never forget.
Opinions are like, you know what, everybody's got one.
I was talking to Highway 101, and Paulette says, "Herb, you should get out more and not read so much." You know, I'll never forget that statement. She was funny. Yeah, all these questions were, I read this, I read that. She said, "You read too much. Get out more at night, Herb."
Yeah.
When you were opening shows a couple years ago, who'd you open for? Now you're
pick
show.
Somebody. Just pick
you
somebody.
Open for
Willie, Waylon, everybody, Skaggs, everybody. Anybody and everybody.
Let me report my major move. Oh, what's this thing about stars? I read it. Oh, again, you have a thing with stars.
Yeah, I just like 5-pointed stars. I don't know. When I was a kid, I was always taking crayons and drawing stars on the wall, and at school, I was always trying to make the perfect star. You know.
No kidding. And now you're a star yourself.
Well, some people say so. I'm just a singer. I don't know. I just have an infatuation with stars, you know. I'll tell you a funny little story.
Go
about
ahead.
That. One time, this happened about 10 years ago. My daddy has a 2-story house, right? And he wanted me to go up there and paint around the chimney, and put some roofing cement or tar, but it was silver. It was a silver type sealer that goes around the chimney up on the gable to seal it on the shingles. Well, I did it, you know, and I had some paint thinner up there because I was cleaning off some stuff that was on the chimney too. So I just cleaned the brush while I was sitting up on top of the roof, and I shook it out real careful in the can not to get no paint or nothing on the shingles. And I had it just about dry, so while I was sitting there, I just drew a little star on the chimney, you know, and you couldn't see it. It was just a wet mark, right?
Yeah.
So I thought the brush was clean, right? So anyway, I went on down, and a few days later, Daddy called me. I was coming in from work. He said, "Boy, come here and look at this." I said, "What?" And he was just mad as a hornet.
I'll bet.
And when I sat and looked, it was a big silver star up on the chimney. Because when it had dried, and I guess in the sun hit it, it was glowing like it was a neon light, you know. So I had to get up there with some paint thinner and a steel brush and scrub it off. Yeah.
That's a memorable experience with the star. You have a '55 Buick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize whose car it was, but I was at the Ole Opry backstage, and there was a red Buick out there.
Yeah. It's a cinnamon with a white top.
That's it. Somebody said
wheels.
It's Ricky Van Shelton's here. That's his car.
That's mine. Yeah, it's got 56,000 miles.
Original miles.
Yeah.
Huh? You drive it all around Nashville?
Oh yeah.
No.
It's got the original spare in the trunk.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
No
The
kidding.
trunk was clean enough to eat her dove.
Is that
It ain't
so?
never been nothing.
How long have you owned it?
2 years.
Oh, well, I'll tell you.
And it came from New Jersey, as a matter of fact.
No kidding, from here.
It came from New Jersey.
How'd it wind up in Nashville?
This guy that buys old cars and resells them came up here and bought it from this old couple. It was in their garage.
Mm.
And
You have a thing for old cars?
I love old cars.
No kidding.
The whole country has a love affair with the automobile. Young
What else do you have?
Well, I got a '65 Mustang convertible that's being restored from the ground up.
Right.
'74 Triumph that's being restored. I got '67 Chevelle Super Sport 306 high performance. Something I used to drag race in. I'm restoring that. I got a '56 Buick I'm going to restore, and a '58 Edsel Pacer.
No kidding. Well, you're
a '42 Pontiac that I'm going to restore.
You have a collection.
Then I got about 10 more of junk cars.
Yeah, boy, you have quite a collection there. What do you do to relax? You don't restore these cars?
No, I can't do it myself.
You don't do it? What do you do to relax?
I have it done. I go fishing. I get on the tractor and bush hog the fields, work on the farm, you know, piddle around, get on my bulldozer and dig up some bait worms.
Beats a shovel, doesn't it? What's ahead for Mr. Van Shelton?
Well, let's see, I'll be continuing to do videos. I just finished a gospel album that should be out in the fall. I started working on my 4th country album. I'll just be doing more of the same. Nothing unusual. I guess I'll have to tour Europe because I did.
You haven't been there yet?
No, I haven't been yet. This is a big country and there's a lot of places to play, and I didn't want to go to Europe too early. But I got presented this summer at Fanfare with the International Male Artist, so I guess now it's time to go.
They must know about you over there already?
I guess.
How's your record sales doing over there?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Good, good. What did you do before an entertainer? What were your odd jobs?
I did everything.
Did you?
I did everything I could to make a dollar. I mean, I was raised up in the country, so I was raised up working on farms, with anything and everything on a farm to make a dollar. And then, you know, I cut grass, worked at service stations, I worked in grocery stores. I was pipe fitter and a plumber and an instrumentation man with pneumatic instruments. I managed an appliance store.
No kidding.
I was a house painter.
This is the best job you've had so far?
Yeah. I've done it all.
Well, Ricky, it's been a pleasure having you as my host, my co-host, and having you on the show. You've been my co-host for this show. Hey, I want to thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay. Hey, this is Herb Sudson, and I hope you enjoyed the Ricky Van Shelton Show. And until next time, be well and keep smiling.